This over here is a awesome blaster. Hello, what is up guys? I'm your host Gordon and welcome to another one of my video. And what I got over here is a Scar L from the brand TG, or what we know as Tien Gong. The size and the aesthetic of this blaster is definitely intimidating. Definitely not the kind of blaster that you will bring into the public. But seriously, this blaster feels great though. Do you know what else is great? Mac Potato. Because it is all thanks to Mac Potato for helping me to get this blaster for today's review. Mac Potato is a local Malaysia online foam die blaster seller who sells rare imported foam die blaster. If you guys are interested with one of these, all the necessary information will be provided in the description down below. In the box, we got the blaster itself, a buttstock, a magazine, a fake scope, a bipod grip, battery and charger, sight aiming kit, iron sight, a muzzle flash, charging handle, a sling, some gels, a bottle, and a safety goggle. To install the buttstock, we will have to fish the power cable through the buttstock and then slide in the buttstock. Push in the priming handle and twist it in place. Put in the muzzle, sight reel, the scope, the sight aim, iron sight, and the grip. Press the front button to deploy the bipod. The battery compartment is located at the buttstock. Connect the battery, put the battery in, close the cover, put in the gels, put in the mag, and this is how the blaster looks like with everything installed. Okay, first look at the blaster. As you can see, the aesthetic of the blaster, definitely one of those Scar L. Well, before we continue with the review over here, at the previous installation part of this video, I actually did a little bit of a mistake in installing the scope and the sight aim. At the video, I actually installed the main scope on top of the Picatinny rail of the sight aim, which is wrong. So this is actually the correct way. You install the main scope on the Picatinny rail of the blaster, and then you install the sight aiming Picatinny rail behind the main scope on the Picatinny rail of the blaster itself. Yes, this is the same brand with the M4 version. And since this blaster is the same brand with the previous M4, which is the Tien Gong M4, the TG Scar L over here uses the exact same magazine just like the TG M4, which is cool. If you already have the TG M4, you can have extra magazine. And seriously guys, the aesthetic and the color scheme of the blaster is definitely intimidating. Definitely after this video, I'm gonna give this blaster a full paint job, maybe a white and gray color scheme. But anyway, back to the blaster. The entire blaster feels very nice to hold. There is some weight to it. The build quality of this blaster is actually pretty good. The entire body of the blaster is made out of course, plastic, because this is definitely not a very expensive blaster, so don't expect nylon materials. But overall, everything works just fine. The blaster itself comes with a lot of accessories, as you can see. There is an included grip over here, very comfortable to hold, that can act as a bipod. And speaking about comfortable, the grip of the blaster is actually very comfortable. Basically your standard AR size grip, very smooth trigger pull, you know, one of those clicky switchy triggers. The blaster also comes with a big scope and a tiny side aiming scope, you know, for that tactical aiming. Well, even though this is more of a fake scope and a fake reflex sight over here, but anyway, it is cool. The blaster also comes with a foldable front iron sight and a foldable rear iron sight. Not to mention that there is a charging handle at the side of the blaster over here, which have absolutely no function at all for this version of this blaster, because there is a version 2 of this blaster, which I believe that the charging handle acts as a mag prime. But since this is so-called the version 1, it does not have mag prime. And this is not a reciprocating charging handle. I know what you guys are thinking. Since this blaster does not come with mag prime, after pouring in the gels into the magazine, you will have to click on the button over here until the gels pop out, and then you can put the magazine into the blaster and you can start firing. That's the process of a non-mag prime powered blaster. And in the same time, I was being told as well, there is another version of this kind of blaster which came with a flashlight and laser. But as far as I'm being told, the one with the flashlight and the laser is more of a lower powered version, and the one without the flashlight and laser is kind of a higher power version. The lower power version goes around 180-ish FPS, and the higher power version goes around 200-ish FPS. Well, that's a bold claim though. We're gonna test the FPS out later. But let us get back to the blaster. The Picatinny rail situation of this blaster, pretty overwhelming. We got a roll of Picatinny rail at the top of the blaster for your scope of choice. We get Picatinny rail at both left and right hand side of the blaster, as well as Picatinny rail at the bottom of the blaster. The blaster over here comes with a pretty comfortable buttstock buttstock over here, but unfortunately this is not an adjustable buttstock. But there's a but though. This is a folding buttstock. Just in case you want to be tactically cool with the side aim over here. And of course, speaking about the buttstock, the battery compartment is located at the back of the buttstock. In the same time, the blaster also comes with a rear sling mounting point over here, just in case you wanna, you know, sling mount your blaster. There is another sling mounting point over here. And speaking about the firing mode of this blaster, the blaster comes with safety, full auto, and semi-auto. Let's test with the semi-auto. And here comes the full auto. By the way, that's the rate of fire of a 7.4 volt battery. As usual, many of you will ask, will this blaster take an 11.1 volt battery? The answer is yes, but don't use it too often because you might increase the wear and tear rate of the gears over here. Let us give it a try. This is a 7.4 and this is a 11.1. Holy moly! The rate of fire is absolutely amazing. But again, don't use it too often, it will strip the gears pretty fast. Well, since this blaster uses the exact same gearbox with the previous TGM4A1, you can actually upgrade the spring of the blaster. And can we upgrade the gears as well? Because this is more of a copied replica Gen 8 V2-ish gearbox over here. But be warned, the gears for these blaster are very hard to find. So I'll just recommend for some, you know, minor upgrades such as a metal barrel, because this blaster does not come with metal barrel, as well as some minor spring upgrades such as a 1.2 or a 1.25. Anything more than that, you'll risk stripping the gears. So yep, I guess that's all of the quirks and features of this blaster over here. So without further ado, let us go test the blaster out. Okay, we are back, guys. The performance of the blaster is absolutely amazing. Just like the previous TGM4A1, I'm talking about the advanced version, which come with a slightly higher FPS. This blaster can goes around 210 all the way to 221 FPS. That is a pretty impressive number though. With 200-ish FPS, hitting a target in 10 to 20 meters is definitely not an issue. Since I'm staying in a very small apartment, 10 meters is as far as I can go. So hitting a target in 10 meters, definitely no problem. If we actually use one of those higher quality milky gels, definitely get better performance. And the most important thing of this blaster, operating this blaster, I did not encounter any jams at all, which is a good thing. Just that during the testing, I actually accidentally dropped the blaster from a table height, and eventually I think I actually kind of screw up the bipod storing mechanism over here. Because previously, before the accident, I can actually store my bipod into the grip just like so. And by pressing the button in front of the grip, it will release the bipod. The blaster definitely passes the wall test with flying colors. Definitely not the kind of blaster that you will bring into the public, because the color scheme of the blaster is definitely not public friendly. Very intimidating color. After this review, I will be giving this blaster a brand new paint job to change the color scheme. But so far, other than that, I'm pretty happy with the blaster, pretty happy with the performance. And I guess that's all for the quirks and features of this blaster. So yep, I guess that's all for today, guys. If you guys like this video, feel free to smash the like button. I'll be posting video every Saturday and once in a while on Wednesday, so do remember to click on the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. So yep, go and check it out, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Adios, guys!